Did you know that there are many different types of pumpkin bread, which some can be leavened with yeast and some baking powder? Like this recipe. Today we are going to be making this super moist pumpkin bread recipe that is perfect for a sweet treat or any breakfast table. We are going to be using fresh pumpkin. We are not going to be using the canned pumpkin because it's nice and fresh and wholesome. I have boiled this piece of pumpkin, which when you boil pumpkin, you get the best flavor out of the pumpkin. So we are not going to be using the raw pumpkin. So I've added pumpkin spice, cinnamon, and milk, and we are going to be making our pumpkin puree from scratch that is loaded with flavor. This pumpkin puree is definitely a game changer with the flavor of this amazing pumpkin bread. It's going to bring the perfect balance to the texture and the flavor. So we are adding the rest of the milk, and we are going to continue to puree this with our stick blender. You can put this in a hand blender as well, and just maybe you can use a food processor. This is done, and we're going to add the rest of the ingredients to build on this pumpkin batter. So we're adding some melted butter to this, and this is salted butter, 2 eggs, canola oil, and this is going to bring moisture, and brown sugar. In this recipe, I do recommend using brown sugar instead of white sugar, as you get that nice molasses flavor that mixes so well with the pumpkin. And when it's baking, it's amazing. This is ready. This is our wet mixture. For the dry mixture, I am adding flour, baking powder, salt, and a little bit of baking soda. Mix it up to make sure that it's nice and light and airy. Let's add it to our wet mixture. And while I'm mixing this, you can take a moment to subscribe to the channel. And if you have already subscribed to the channel, I thank you so much for your subscription and your viewership. I'm using a whisk to mix this because I want it very, very nice and very smooth. Add just a teaspoon of white vinegar to activate the baking soda. And our batter is ready. It smells so amazing as a child growing up. As you see this batter, you want to put your finger just in there to taste it before it goes in the oven. So I'm making 2 loaves. You can make 1 loaf, but I don't want it to be too high or too full. It's going to take a little more time to bake, so I'm putting it in 2 different pans. You can also click that notification bell so that whenever I post a new recipe, you will be notified. And drop your comment in the comment section and let me know if you prefer the yeast leavened pumpkin bread that you would have with cheese or sausages, or you prefer the sweet pumpkin bread that is very moist, light, and delicious like this one. But I love them both, and be on the lookout for my recipe for pumpkin bread yeast leavened very shortly. These are done. I'm going to remove the parchment paper from them, and they are so light and moist. They are the closest thing to a cake. And let's do the taste test. perfect slice of pumpkin bread to enjoy with some hot tea. Thank you for joining. See you on another good day for another great recipe.